Hello everyone, this is Boricua Binks and welcome back to Let's Play the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, where we are continuing on in the third case of the game, where in the last episode it looked like we lost, because all 6 jurors said guilty. I don't know how we're going to bounce back from this, but hopefully we can, because that's no good. You know, it's like, ugh, just dead. Play his whole body. Oh, that sucks. That was it. The last juror's decision. Yes, Susato, help us. According to this encyclopedia of British law, when all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. That's what it says here. The final verdict. It's over then. Oh! There's a footnote, though. A footnote? However, the defense... All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement in this case. Oh, gave him the wrong... I forgot to give him the accent. Sorry. No, hurry! Tell us the footnote. Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision. According to the laws of this country, I will now conclude the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections. Quick, object! God damn it, Ryunosuke. Sorry. Just frustrated. Object! Miss Susato, just tell me one thing. Oh, yes? You were in the middle of saying something before. The footnote in your Encyclopedia of British Law. However, the defense... What did it say next? Oh yes, of course. One moment. Girl! When all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended and the presiding judge will deliver... Okay, shut up. Then the footnote says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point. Oh. Quickly! Summation examination? Okay, this is new. Come on, do it!
Objection!
A summation examination. From which century has that tome you have there been resurrected? Judging from the binding, I would say that the book is at least 50 years old. Any modern text on British law wouldn't even give such an antiquated procedure a mention. It's a relic, long forgotten, and certainly no longer practiced. So you're out of luck.
Come on, Judge, help us out. Oh.
What even is it, Miss Susato? This so-called summation examination.
Oh, one moment, and I'll read about it.
You would demand the right to a procedure before you even understand what it entails. Typical Nipponese.
Shut up. Alright, Mr. Naruhodo, I think I understand. It seems that under this procedure, we would be able to appeal to the members of the jury.
To do what, exactly?
Appeal to them to change their leaning and reverse their decisions. And it says here that, if successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed. Here we go. Come on, we gotta get the old lady to change her mind.
Make them reverse their decisions. Yes, in times gone by, barristers would use a summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision. But that procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit really, so it rather fell out of use.
I wonder why.
Because it was devoid of purpose. Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try in this day and age.
Still, I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked.
Aha!
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that although it may be antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct.
Ugh.
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Come on.
A summation examination. Our last possible option. Do we assert our right to carry it out, or admit defeat?
Hell yeah, we're gonna assert our right. I'm curious what would happen if you say forget it, but I'm not gonna do what I did that last time that I saved and, and did it. I'm curious, but no. I'm not gonna waste time.
The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation...
Sorry.
To a summation examination, my lord.
Objection!
London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure. Summation examinations are an embarrassment to that should remain buried.
Objection!
But if it's our right, it's our right. I believe it could prove vital in this trial. The defense's petition is perfectly valid.
Thank you, Judge.
The court will proceed with the summation examination. This is madness.
No, this is Sparta! Such an old joke. Why? Why, Biggs? Sorry.
Kick him off the ledge. Foreman, are you and the remainder of the jury ready? Well, I'm not, There was no mention of this in the letter I received, you see, so... All members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached their decision.
Ooh, I like that. Because some of them might have been bribed, or they might have just done it just to do it because they didn't want to be there, you know? We gotta, come on now, let's get them. Get them! I like this.
On what grounds?
I forgot what voice I gave him. Whatever, I don't care anymore.
You must all justify your decisions and explain why you believed the defendant to be guilty. Well, my lord, you're rather putting us on the spot.
This is most irregular. No mention of this. Well, no mention was made of this before.
I don't really hold with all this justifying law. That seems to have thrown the jurors off.
It seems none of them have experienced this before.
Alright then, the summation examination. A defense procedure no practicing lawyer has attempted for years, is it? Well, just maybe. It might be the opportunity we've been looking for to turn this trial around.
Yeah.
So be it then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. The court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you find the defendant Magnus McGilded guilty of this most serious crime.
Alright. Judicial Findings. I feel like we're gonna have to do this a couple times, aren't we? Yikes. Jurors Contentions.
There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has...
Oh god, what voice did I give him? Frick!
There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him.
Something like that.
I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence.
You stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen.
I have simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far and drawn the logical conclusion. Maybe we're gonna need to look at her typings because I think people are getting confused and they're probably gonna yeah, they're probably gonna have inconsistencies right now. Oh yeah, this is it right here about the prices, which they barely mentioned, so I'm surprised that's the thing we're gonna focus on. I like this music, it's different.
You can trust the guild.
Fair fares. Ugh, Jesus.
Fair fares is our motto. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years.
4 pence for 4. 4 by 4 is not 20, so there you go. The scoundrel stopping that poor man on the floor. It beggars belief. Oh, that's different too. See, you guys totally weren't listening. Everything's all messed up now.
I'm starting to wish I hadn't pushed for this now.
No, come on, dude. It's so easy. Some of the jurors don't seem to have wonderfully formed arguments, though, do they?
Well, let's see what we can do. We need to get these 6 people to change their minds. I'll have to throw everything I can at them, and use some very persuasive language.
Just a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. According to my book, that's not quite how it works.
Oh? I thought I was going to have to thaw their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant.
Unfortunately, once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense says.
But then...
I mean, come on, contradictions. You have to use their words against each other, because clearly there was two instances where they were contradicting each other. The money and then the positioning of the stabbing, right? Because the old lady said the floor, so... They've reached their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become.
Then what on earth am I supposed to do?
Oh dear, I'm just citing what I've read about British law, Mr. Naruhodo.
Right, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work then?
Well, from what I can understand, the key to this procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your arguments. Okay, this is very Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, and I like that.
What do you mean?
Well, the 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public. They may appear to present a united front, but the truth is, they are complete strangers who just happen to find themselves here in the courtroom together.
And that's the way to break them down, you mean?
Break them! Yes, exactly. We must listen very carefully to what each member of the jury says, and see if we can identify any contradictory statements. If we can, we then contrast the statements and pit the corresponding jurors against each other.
I see. So it's contradictions in what 2 or more jurors say that we're looking for. In a way, then, this is similar to a regular cross-examination.
Oh, yes, I suppose you're right.
Find contradictions in their statements and pit the jurors against one another to break them down. Alright, I might be able to pull this off. No, that's not right. I have to pull this off.
Can we start proceedings, counsel? I would ask you to take a stand for this. I'm expecting a clear and concise rebuttal.
Yes, my lord.
Wait, I have to take the stand? Oh. Interesting. The defense's rebuttal. Oh, this is cool. Alright. Okay, no one else inside the carriage, so it has to have been him. Here we go. Okay, so we could press, but I don't know if it's worth it. Do we press first, or do we just pit?
Hold it!
But does his ability to recall his takings that night really tell us how trustworthy the man is?
I manage all his lordship's cash affairs, so I'm very particular when it comes to accounts.
I see.
A single penny can mean the difference between life and death after all, can't it?
That's a saying in your country?
My point is, a man who finds his figures is a man you can trust. Those of us in service would swear to that, sir.
Does that bench really need any more polishing?
So if the good driver says that he saw Mr. McGilded in the act, I don't doubt him. The only task left to do today is disposing of the rubbish.
Now wait a minute. One of the other jurors mentioned something about money, I think.
Now would be a very good time to listen carefully to the jurors' statements again, Mr. Naruhodo. If you notice an inconsistency in what two different jurors are saying,
I should expose it by pitting them against each other. Yes, let's see if I can do just that.
alright, not gonna bother with pressing then. Okay, hold on. We're gonna pit her. Yeah, okay, it's gonna be like this. There's no one else. Her against him. Yeah, let's pit.
Objection!
Those two statements clearly contradict each other. They do? Explain yourself, counsel. I don't like math.
Neither do I. Me? Oh dear, what have I said?
I swear on Silverblaze's mane and name, I haven't the first idea of what you're talking about.
Oh, this is interesting.
According to the group testimony we've heard so far, there were 4 passengers on the omnibus on the night in question. And according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pence in fares.
Oh! Oh, guys, I get it. There was a 5th person. Because in order for it to be 20, that means 4 times 5 is 20. So, yeah. So there's a 5th person. They must have gotten away somehow. They must have escaped. So the other guys didn't see, but Mr. McGilded must have saw if they were inside the carriage, you know? Okay. So why is he covering for this person then? I'm already jumping ahead like, oh boy, what's going on? Quite right. I have those precise details typed neatly here in front of me.
And juror number 5 also told us the following. The fare for the omnibus is always 4 pence.
That it is a fair and convenient single price, just the way London's carriages should be operated.
But that doesn't add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts.
Why, man, why?
4 passengers paying 4 pence each. If you do the multiplication,
It would be 16 pence.
exactly. As I said, it doesn't add up. The figures are different. By 4 pence, in fact. Or precisely 1 person's fare.
So why is everybody lying then? Because the driver should have known there was another person too.
1 person's fare.
Yes, in other words, on the omnibus that night. It's distinctly possible. There was another passenger we've heard nothing about.
Yes!
Good gracious! This can't be right. The coachmen of the guild are good, honest men, one and all. Trustworthiness is our watchword.
The figures your coachman claims most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is a fallacy.
I beg your pardon.
Mr. Guildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, the news will surely spread all over London. The news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he lets nefarious characters ride his omnibus.
Oh, you're being slick. I like it.
Ugh. Alright then, how do I make it so this miserable trial doesn't end,
Well, according to my book here, you simply launch a ball of fire onto the innocent side of the set of scales.
No, hold your horses there, coachman. We were all in agreement. Why do you have to go and... Wait till I get my hands on you, Beppo.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, this is all very irritating.
Begging your pardon, sir. I'm going to do the same. Yes. Nice.
For the love of Mike. Not you as well.
Which Mike? Mike Tyson? What? A penny can't be the difference between a smile and a tear, after all. I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exacting standards in financial matters.
Oh, really?
I, for one, think it's only proper that we hear from the witnesses again. Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. You did it! If we can manage to change 2 more jurors' minds, we can force the trial to continue. Oh, so it has to be even again. I see.
2 more, actually.
Yep, we do have 2 more.
There's something else that's bothering me about a couple of their assertions.
Then that's where you must strike next.
So I need to pit 2 more jurors against each other and show there's another contradiction in their assertions.
Exactly. You can do it. Why was he... I hate when they do the blue text, because it's like... Clearly he's talking to her, right? So why?
Well, the scales of justice have shifted, but they still weigh heavy on the side of guilt. Counsel, you have the floor again. Continue with your summation examination.
Alright. I'm changing my leaning to innocent. I should like to hear what the slipshod bookkeeper has to say for himself. Alright. So this is when we're gonna do our pitting, but I just want to see what this guy says now.
Beppo, this trial has to continue so I can get to the bottom of this corruption. Not guilty, I say.
Alright. So let's do the pitting. We're pitting her against him.
Objection!
These 2 statements are completely contradictory.
What? Explain, counsel, post haste.
Oh, dearie me, I was only knitting a jumper for my other half.
What is all this claptrap? What does contradictory even mean, I ask you?
We've heard from more than one witness that they all allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stabbed the victim. Now, out of curiosity, juror number 3.
What? Can't you see that I'm busy here?
How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it?
Huh, want to test me, do you?
It's like he's trying to stab her. I'd be very unhappy if he was next to me.
Sir, put that knife away!
You know?
It was like this, stopped the fellow next to him without even getting up, just like the prim banker said.
Yes, that was Mr. Fairplay's testimony, quite true. Now then, juror number 6.
Oh, is that me, is it? What can I do for you, young man?
How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim, madam?
Oh, well, dear, as far as I understand it, it was like this. He stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor. The coachman said so.
Exactly! Which I noticed too. What the frick is going on here? Beppo's lying a lot, right?
Now don't move. Take a look at these 2 jurors. He stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And he stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor.
Well, I never. The stabbing in totally different directions.
What?
Bless my stitches, what a muddle!
What this tells us is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth.
Oh!
Beppo again, right?
But why? Why the dickens would they lie? I don't know that yet, but what I do know is that if the trial ends at this point, we may never find out. We may never know the real truth. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you really let that happen in all good conscience?
Frick! All of them should frickin' revert their judgment, right? Come on, man! It can't just be these two.
Lies, you say? Oh, dearie me. I can't abide people telling lies.
Alright. There we go.
The scales.
I don't believe it.
Nice. Hold it.
Wait! Now hear this, my fellow jurors. I warn you, you cannot listen to this man. Look at him, in his black suit. He's clearly some devious Eastern sorcerer using magic on us all.
What the frick, you racist pig?
If I could use magic, do you really think I'd be putting myself through all this? Answer me this, Dark Jinx.
Wow.
Huh? Me? What exactly is the problem? What of it if two witnesses have slightly different recollections of events? What of it? Let's say the Shylock did stab the victim as he was sat next to him on the omnibus, and this young dandy saw him do it. And now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor and then the Shylock stabbed him again, and his old lady saw him do it. Well, what's to say it didn't happen like that, hmm?
I'm pretty sure it said he was only stabbed once, but let's double check. Single stab wound. There we go.
Who are you calling a dandy, sir? Why, I should take this knife to you.
Who are you calling old? Why, I should take this needle to you.
They're ready to kill each other now. But could the foreman of the jury be right? Did the two witnesses see two different moments of the same crime?
It's out of the question.
Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman. What is it, you dark jinx? Come on, out with it. What you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question. What are you talking about, man? How can you possibly say that? You do realize that I'm only doing my job. As foreman of the jury, I have a responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction. So where's your evidence, man? That's what we want to see. I say the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime. If you say that's out of the question, show me some proof.
Alright.
Looks like the only way I'm going to convince him is to present him with something he can't dismiss. Some irrefutable hard evidence. As you wish. What? I'll give you the proof. It's out of the question that two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime, as proven by
The autopsy report.
Take that!
This is the victim's autopsy report. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen only once. Only once? It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely one time. Which means these witnesses can possibly have seen it happen two different times.
What the? Where does knife go? Okay.
Alright, I concede defeat.
Alright.
Wait, that means 4 jurors are now leaning to not guilty.
We've done it, Mr. Naruhodo. We've won. Alright.
What are you playing at, you dandy fool? Shut your trap, sir. No one deceives me. But we had a consensus. I said shut your trap. I know a liar when I see one. And if the chap ever dares to cross the threshold of my shop, I'll take this razor-sharp blade and shave every last hair off his head.
Are you a hair barber? Sir? I'm so uncomfortable right now. Why are you doing this? You're gonna freaking cut your tongue, right? What the frick? Please arrest this man. This is public indecency. He's clearly really deranged, okay? Oh my god, he's so creepy. Ew, no. Ugh. I feel like throwing up right now. Ugh. He just grossed me out. Oh. Oh, Lord.
Please tell me he's a barber, but even then, what the fuck? Well, I'm very, very disgusted right now. In a quite remarkable turn of events, the defense's summation examination has flipped the balance of the scales of justice. The jurors now stand at 2 for guilty and 4 for not guilty. Accordingly, there is no longer a large enough majority among the jury for me to adjudicate, and the trial must continue.
Yeah. I'm kind of mad that the prissy lady didn't change her vote too. The foreman's clearly a jerk, but whatever.
I hereby ask the defense, prosecution, and witnesses to return to their places. And I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth.
Come on. Let's go after Beppo, because I think he's a liar.
So, Lord Von Zeeks, continue to substantiate the case for the prosecution, if you please.
Oh, he's pissed. Now it's not a happy drink, it's a shit drink. Oh yeah, he's pissed. Dramatic! He's so freaking dramatic! Oh my god, you're a drama queen. Okay. What a waste of wine. And your hand should be cut into a million pieces. And your gloves should be red. Oh, here we go.
Having savored the rich aroma of the carmine contents of this hollow chalice, it may seem crass to crush it to dust. Pray forgive the discourtesy.
You salty.
Lord Von Zeeks, what the fuck, man? Is it cold in here, or is it just me?
As your antiquated tone no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during a summation examination.
See, I was wondering why he was quiet that whole time. Okay.
So I honored a deathly silence and listened to the charade. It seems I overestimated the intelligence of the jury.
Rude.
Well, no matter. There is nothing so hard to prove as a self-evident truth, it would seem. No, and why else would we grace the courtroom with our presence after all? So, let us proceed to the next round of battle.
Oh, okay.
Bring forth the witnesses once more.
You are such a drama queen! Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. You guys were right that I was gonna like him. And it's not even because he's a good guy or anything, but he's hilarious because he's so extra. Ah, alright. I look forward to seeing him lose. Oh, that's gonna be so delicious. Mwah, mwah, yes, delicious, delicioso. I want to see your face in pain, Van Zieks. I want to see you in agony. Yes, I hope you make a face like Edgeworth does. Oh, that would be so juicy. My sadistic side is shown. Alright, gentlemen.
Witnesses. I trust you heard the summation examination we have just had to endure.
Oh, yes, sir. That I did, sir. You're a liar, Beppo. What's going on, bro?
Of course I heard it. Oh, yes, sir. I heard it.
Stop it! Your hat pisses me off.
You, sir, on the end. The coachman. I believe it's Beppo.
Yes, sir, my lord, sir.
If it transpires that in your previous testimony you were attempting to veil the presence of a fifth passenger on your omnibus, you will be found guilty of perjury.
Oh, snap! They were serious about this stuff back then. Nice! Finally! Come on! Yeah! Okay! This game, I have such respect for it right now. Like, the summation thing was great, and then the fact that we finally have somebody saying, yeah, you're gonna get charged with perjury. Like, yes! Finally! After so many years of people getting away with this bullshit.
You are advised to bear that in mind, sir.
Oh, mio dio. Oh. Oh? Beppo. Is he like... He must be Italian then. Oh, he's Italian. Okay, yeah, the name and... Huh. God, I don't think I could give him an Italian accent. It's too similar to, like, my attempts at Russian and German and Spanish. They all sound alike to me, with my voice, at least. So, I'll just keep giving him the stupid voice I've been giving him.
Now then, witnesses, I hereby call on you to testify before the court again. You will explain the various misgivings brought to our attention by the defense's summation examination.
Okay, I'm gonna have to end the episode right here then. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this. It's getting really juicy. I like this. Alright, so until next time, have a nice day. Bye-bye.